Clint Black.
There he is. Clint Black is here.
Hey,
Here
he's
he
great.
is.
I hear that guy's great.
No, wait till he comes in. You're not going to like him. Clint, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I got your book in my hand.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's out today. So before we get into the book, whenever I see you in my head, I just start singing your songs. Like
that happens to me
when
I see you.
Yeah, what do you sing?
No, I'm that way. When I see people, one of their songs pops into my head, and then I start hating those people.
No. When you walked in, I was like, and I'm leaving here better. And I was like, I shouldn't sing it. Do people ever sing your songs around you?
Yeah.
Just randomly?
Yeah.
Are they trying to get you to notice them, or is it like mine that's kind of a bit subconscious that comes out?
I think, yeah, they're trying to say it's you. Hey, I see you.
Got it.
Oh, that's how they get your attention.
For me, that wasn't it. I was trying to avoid your attention when you walked in.
Yeah, I need a Coming Here a Better Man song, sequel.
Go on.
For when I enter the room.
Go on.
Instead of leaving.
I'm coming here a better man. I'm leaving much worse off. I don't know.
Do you get tired of playing the songs you've played so many times?
No, I don't. I'm still trying to get better at playing them.
Okay.
So
we're gonna do the humble thing.
No, it's true.
You're a virtuoso.
No, every night's a challenge because the venue's different. The way I can connect with the audience is different, and don't you feel that when you play, you're just it's like I'm getting better. Tonight's gonna be my best performance, and yeah.
I feel like I know what's gonna work, but I can't wait to do the stuff that I'm not sure works, because then I can, like, if it's a joke, I don't know if it works. Like, I'm excited about it probably not working, but I'm like, oh, this is the moment where I get to feel. Because I know the stuff that's going to work. Like, I got jokes that I know are going to get big laughs because I've done them 10,000 times. But it's like the stuff where I'm like, this may not go well, that excites me. And I get so excited about it and afterward I can be like, oh, that sucked. But I like that feeling of like, I'm about to do something new.
And do you share the cringe with the band? You look around and you go, hey, that was really bad.
I think the cringe is shared with everybody in the room, for sure.
I mean, there are shows where the jokes aren't going over. It's proximity or size of venue, or everybody's already drunk, and you just know they're not going to go over. But I love doing them, and so I'll do them anyway. And when there's no response, it's deer in the headlights out there.
You just hit a chord.
No, I just look back at the band. Just smiling. God, that was bad, wasn't it?
Did you ever have a stage where you played behind chicken wire?
No.
Okay, because I like Blues Brothers and some of those
never did that.
where they like throw the bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been a cool story if you had that one though.
Yeah.
Didn't have one of those.
I'll go find one of those.
Okay.
I don't know if they still exist.
No. I know you played like.
It's now the singers are throwing the beers at the audience.
Well, now the audience throws phones at people.
Yeah.
So
Riley.
Yeah, that's one of them. But they'll throw a phone, hit them, or throw it near, and their goal isn't to like maim the singer. It's so the singer picks it up and records a video with it. But you can't throw stuff.
Jeez.
I saw Eric Clapton on stage the other night, and someone threw and hit something. It wasn't a phone. Hit him. He was like, "Show's over." Walked off.
Wow.
Just like, I'm not doing this if you're throwing stuff.
It can harm you. People don't realize that. I mean, Riley's ear was cut. But if you get hit in the wrong place, you get hit in the eye. It could do some damage.
You played like restaurants though, right? Like lounges because you were doing construction, and then would you go play at night? Pretty much every night.
I couldn't. When I was doing construction, I was exhausted at the end of the day, and I think every now and then, maybe on a Saturday and Sunday, playing in a barbecue or something like that. But no, and that's why every day on the construction job, why am I here? I should be singing, and I finally quit.
How hard was it to quit though and do something where there is no stability? Construction, stability.
Yeah.
Music, no stability.
Yeah. It was tough, but it wasn't a hard decision. It was just, I'm done with this. Let's go starve to do what I think I need to be doing.
Did you save up like a good nut to do that though?
No.
No.
No. You mean, did I have a plan?
Yeah. No savings account to get you through for a little bit?
I'm Clint Black.
Yeah.
I didn't have a plan.
So your book here, Killing Time.
Yep.
Excellent. And I'm always curious about what you have to reevaluate, what new memories like come back into play that you haven't thought about in a long time whenever you're finding pictures. Because when I did my books, I have to find the pictures. I'm like, oh man, this really reminds me of something. Or I get like in your picture search for this book, like what came up that you hadn't thought about in a while?
Oh, I can't remember. You know, it was such an exhaustive process of getting all the stories down into some form, finding and looking through all the photos. You know, they jog your memory. You know, I remember being there. I remember, you know, getting my paper route ready. And
What do you mean?
You know, just getting the newspapers. You had to do the inserts and all of that stuff. So it'll take me back to that back porch when I was doing that. And I remember falling asleep on top of a stack of newspapers. And my dad had to come find me. People are calling. They want their paper.
Oh, wow.
You're
You fell
late.
asleep for that long. It wasn't 5 minutes. It was you fell asleep so late they didn't get their papers.
Yeah.
This picture of you as a kid on the cover,
Yeah.
when was that, you think?
I was 5. That would have been, 67.
What is that picture? What's the memory with that picture? Why'd you put it on the
I
cover?
don't have one. It's just the earliest thing we have of me being a cowboy.
Is that? Oh, yeah, you got big boots on.
I got a little
On a hat.
stick pony.
Oh, that's a stick pony.
What do you think
I
that
thought it
was
was like
coming
one
out
of those
it?
things that hobos had on a stick that they'd get on the train with. I thought Clint was doing like the hobo train thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
a
had
stick
to,
pony.
I was going to run away, but I had a horse, so I had saddlebags and stuff.
Got it. What about this picture in the middle here? It's like maybe you singing at like a festival or a show or something?
Yeah, I think that was the Wheeling Jamboree. I'm not sure.
In the town of Wheeling?
Yeah, I think that was Wheeling, West Virginia.
I got to tell you. You're a good looking dude. You're good.
Goes without saying.
I'm saying, like, I get it. Like, I didn't get it then. I was a child, but
You know, I went through that, heartthrob thing and tried not to, like say that I want to be a serious artist and everything, but it was so good for the CMT thing happened, and immediately my face was recognizable, and what that did for my career, it was. I don't know how to talk about being handsome.
Well, I brought it up.
I'm going nowhere.
the CMT thing,
have
though, you mean the
anything.
network starting to emerge, and like the
Immediately. I mean, the single had no legs at all,
which one?
but the video did. A Better Man. So A Better Man came out with the single, and A Better Man is the video is really what sparked things off.
Did you
where people were showing up at bars?
That's a weird question, but answer it as honest as you can. Did you like consider yourself like a good looking dude?
I was happy with my looks. I didn't think of myself as, I didn't want to be like up there like Tom Jones, and hey, charming the ladies with my looks. I didn't want to do that. So I didn't think about it a lot, and I was ego suppressive, Don't think too much of yourself.
Where'd that come from?
It came from friends when I was just starting to play and sing, telling me I was going to be a big star, and then in the same breath saying, "Don't let it ruin you." So this was said to me many times, and So I came into the business worried about ruin, worried about ego getting out of control, and placing myself above people. And I sort of realized, looking back, I developed a mechanism of discounting compliments, by 30 or 40%, just so that, if you think I'm that great, I'm going to think less,
Yeah, mine is if you think I'm good, you just wait. You're going to really be surprised that I'm not.
I like the self-deprecating stuff. Yeah, man, if you saw me play, you wouldn't believe how much I practice.
You talk about Reba a little bit in the book. and hearing Reba's music. When did you get to know Reba?
Well, I got to know her backstage at the Opry and at award shows backstage, being around her like that. I opened for her at some shows, but we're all going 100 different directions. So it takes time to develop friendships and get to know other artists because we're never around at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like those Opries and award shows are like the homecoming where you get to see everybody.
Who did you feel like you became close friends with when you moved to town that was an artist that you had no relationship with at all until you got here?
Steve Warner. Yeah.
Well, you guys both are like just fantastic musicians too. Is that why?
I just liked Steve. Steve was fun and funny. Steve would make you laugh. I mean, I thought I was going to bust a spleen one time, and he knew it. And I'm saying, I'm dying laughing, and I can't stop. And I'm really begging him to stop what he's doing. And he's like, oh, this is working. And then he comes in for the kill. And he could have killed me with it. So I think you hit it off that way first, and then you say, we need to write a song together, which is like, the way, you ask another singer for a date, don't want this to be awkward. Can I take you out for a burger?
And so did you guys write pretty well together?
Yeah, we wrote a lot of songs together over the years, and a couple of them, like Nothing But the Taillights, big hit, Been There, and then a bunch of deep cuts that are favorites of mine. One of the favorite songs, I'm going to do it in an event I can't talk about yet, but it's America Still in Love with You, our love letter to this country. So songs I'm really, really proud of, and some of them in my most favorite compositions. And along with that, when you're not doing that, he's showing you a guitar lick, and and then I steal them, I go away, and I change them a little, and then they're mine.
And then you claim you wrote it? Yeah. Why Killing Time is the name of it? I mean, you got a bunch of songs that kind of Better Man would have worked as a title. Killing Time?
Yeah. One of the things I've always known about myself is the premium that I put on time. And I was very fatalistic growing up. I didn't think I would live a long life. And so time was always coming to a close for me. 16, that's it. I mean, because we were losing friends to car and motorcycle accidents and drug overdose or cancer. And so I just knew, and the Vietnam War was looming, and I just thought, something will get me. I can't imagine.
Something will get me?
Something will get me, like it got my friend or this guy. And then 18 came, and I was like, okay, 21 is probably it. And then 21 came, and 25 came, and I'm like, okay, better start flossing, might live a while. And I sort of walked away from that idea. And it wasn't something that kept me awake at night, but that was my, latter teen years. So time, killing time, buying time, spend my time, no time to kill, till the end of time. There's a lot I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. I've written a lot of songs on that subject. Life Gets Away. And that just comes from just knowing, you don't know how long you have. When I started thinking about what would I name the book, this was the first thought, Killing Time. This is my biggest hit, and it's the irony of that I have not been killing time. I've done a lot. It's not all in the book because that would be boring, but
That was the name of
it
the
was just the obvious choice to me.
That was the name of the album too, right? Killing Time.
Yeah.
You
And it was and the album was finished, and Hayden and I wrote that song at the last minute, and did a quick demo, sent it in. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, that has to go on the album." But we cut the track for that, and Hayden actually recorded that 6-string Jerry Jones bass part that you hear in the intro at Master Phonics while we were mastering the album. That's how close we were to missing the window of getting that song on the album.
Did you have a name of what the album was going to be until you cut Killing Time?
No, not until Mary Hamilton was head of the art department at RCA, and we did a photo shoot with Senior McGuire, Jim McGuire, down in Galveston, and then I was sitting with her at RCA, looking through the photos, picking ones that we wanted to, put in the for artwork. And she came across that cover photo, and she said, "Look at you, you're just killing time." I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And then did you write the song after that?
No,
Okay.
She had the list of songs, and she just put that title with that photo.
1989 is when that came out. Are you a good guy remembering what happened in certain years? Because I am not.
No.
Okay.
My least favorite word throughout this process was timeline. Your timeline seems off, And fortunately, I had Craig Shelburne helping me, and Craig would do research. I would write a story, and Craig would say, "Yeah, that didn't happen in 1994." He saved me from being wrong.
Whenever you recorded Killing Time, that's the last song on the album. Was that the first single on the album?
No, Better Man than Killing Time. And that, I think Nobody's Home came after that.
Kind of a generational run there.
Yeah, 5 number ones, and then it was history making. So that made me a news item, because that hadn't been done with a debut album in any genre, any time.
Man, did that feel crazy? Or were you going so hard you didn't even really understand what was happening?
It felt crazy. You're everywhere you go, you're an event. You're in a truck stop, and people know you. Went to a mall, and somebody screamed, and you feel it everywhere you go. And a song, remember Little River Band, the song Cool Change, would get to me at times on the bus when I needed that cool change. I needed to get away from that guy, and just for a minute.
Could you not wear a cowboy hat and it'd be a little easier?
Yeah, no, I if I went to the mall, I didn't wear my cowboy hat.
That'd be weird. You'd be looking for attention.
He's wearing his cowboy hat, walking around with a guitar,
Singing.
Yeah. Leave me alone, everybody. Well, I'm leaving here.
Can you give me some space?
Yes, please.
God.
Did you ever have one of those instances where you fell off stage, like in your heyday, and then you just have to like play hurt for a while?
Not in my heyday, but a few years ago, I did.
What'd you hurt?
I ruptured a disc in my lumbar, and I cracked the femoral head of my hip.
Oh my!
And I didn't know it. I knew I hurt my back, and I was in surgery about 4 days later, getting that fixed.
How did you fall off the stage?
I didn't actually fall. I turned it into a jump because it was either that or fall. So the one night my crew forgot to put the white tape along the edge of the stage.
Oh man!
Was I'm going out there. I'm singing "Put Yourself in My Shoes," so I'm holding the mic like this, and like this.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you listening at home, this is much better. Look, and I'm walking out, singing to the crowd, and I realized my momentum is going to carry me over the edge, and And so I just made it a jump. I'm jumping. I can't see the ground because the light's in my eyes. It's a concrete floor in a hockey arena in Canada. And when I land, my right leg is straight, and I land on the heel in my boots. And the jolt was electric. It went through my body. I didn't fall down. I missed a few lyrics. Hayden was looking back, and he said he looked back at the Dick on the drums, and when he turned around, where'd Clint go? It's weird. He's not singing. So I walked around, and security person helped me find my way through the curtains and back to the stage. I started singing, right away.
You finished the show?
Finished the show. I had 1 day off, and iced my back. I got some muscle relaxers and spent the day in bed. And then I had 2 more shows in Canada, finishing in Vancouver. And by that time, my right leg was numb all the way down to my foot. So I'm kind of, I'm fine. Nobody can tell. But there were a few times when I almost fell down just because I couldn't feel my leg. It was, the buses cross the border. I go to the Seattle airport. I get on a plane. By the time I make it to my seat, I tell the flight attendant, I'm going to need a wheelchair when we get to L.A.
And you're not joking.
No.
Yeah.
And I hated that. And so then I had somebody call the hotel and ask him to put have a wheelchair for me to get me to my room. And so, first of all, I'm hating being wheeled through the airport in a wheelchair, but I can't walk. And so I get to the hotel, I get up to my room, I get in bed, and I look over at that wheelchair just sitting there. You're not a part of my future. And I went and had an injection, didn't help, and I was in surgery the next morning. And it was a little bit of a slog, but I was back on tour about 10 days later.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you write about that in the book?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a list of about a third of the surgeries I've gone through as a result of my first injury. There's about 29 surgeries and procedures. I'm the $6,000 man now.
Did you ever have throat issues? Like surgery on your throat? Like any sort of polyp thing or anything?
No, nothing like that.
Do you think a little bit of that's because you had to sing so much when you first started out that you developed like a really strong, like hours at a time performing in these?
We've started the interview, right?
No, we're not recording yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the truth off air.
I don't know if you're kidding right now.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I can't tell.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, you're still talking in the
Clint's
mic.
so dry, I don't know what he's doing
I'm not
here.
able to express things with my face.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I sang so much, played harmonica so much that actually the first surgery, I had to go through the front of my throat and move my vocal cords and all of the veins and arteries out of the way to get to my spine. And I was supposed to take 45 minutes. It took an hour and a half, and the surgeon said that half of that time was figuring out where to put the veins and arteries. They were so big
Because you'd worked them so hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he had to take all that time to move all that stuff out of the way.
Did you have anything in the book that you hadn't thought about in a long time, and then you just reappreciated it so much because you kind of relived it?
Yeah, all of that, all of the surgeries and recoveries. I got pretty good at recovering quickly and getting back to work and getting off pain pills after like 2 days, 3 days max, and getting back to normal. I got pretty good at that. So, my psyche was always about getting going again. And going back through that, talking to my surgeon and getting all the information and getting all that right. And looking at the totality of it got me. It's getting me now. If these things had happened to me, 30 years earlier, they wouldn't have had nearly as good a fix for them back then, and I would have probably suffered more. So I look at that, and I'm so grateful that I had a great surgeon who I had confidence in, and he was pushing the envelope, doing experimental stuff, developing his own plates, for stability plates, and he was on the front edge of stem cell injections, which I had, working with Korea, who was ahead of us, and so I was in really good hands.
What's you guys' rule about playing in the rain?
As long as it's not dangerous, if the crowd is sticking around, there have been some situations where we were made to stop, and there was just too much water getting in, and people could get hurt or killed. But when you're playing for a crowd in the rain and they're staying, you just given, where's that 110%? Where's 120? What can I do that's better than what I do?
Because you're grateful for them for standing in the rain. So
Yeah.
you're going to play.
I was just going to try to just give them everything I've got, as opposed to my normal 80%.
Which, yeah, you just kind of show up and go through the motions. Was there ever a moment with Killing Time, Better Man, those two songs early on, that if like one little thing wouldn't have happened, one random thing wouldn't have happened, maybe those songs don't become really successful?
Yeah, I was doing the promo tour, playing songs for program directors who decide what's going on in the air. And
what year was this, you think?
This was 89. This would be, well, no, it would have been late 88.
He's not sure.
Or January of 89. And so we're at KZLA, Bob Guerra, sitting in his office, hand him the tape of the single. He hits play, listens to chorus and a verse, and hits stop and says, he goes, if you get that into the top 20, I can add it to our playlist. I'm thinking, oh, that sounds terrible. How do I get into the top 20 without you already playing it? And the song was straight from the factory, which is the first cut on the album, Western Swing. And I had this little feeling that Western Swing isn't going to go over in every market, a term I would later use. Cities is what I called them. But, cities, big cities, they may not play a Western Swing song. I had a cassette in my pocket of the other songs, and the one I wanted to be the single it was the first song on the cassette. I wasn't sure if it was okay, and Carson Schreiber was the promotion guy for the West Coast, and I kind of looked at him, I looked at Bob, and I said, can I play you another song? And Bob said, sure. So he put it in, Better Man. He listens to the verse and the chorus. He hit stop. My heart stopped, and he said, I'll add that out of the box.
So he added it immediately.
So, no, not yet. It wasn't the single. And this was just introducing me. But he said, I'll add that out of the box. And we walked out into the parking lot, and I grabbed Carson. I said, we have to change the single. And he agreed. He called Joe Galante, told him the story, and they changed the single.
Had you not gone to your pocket, your career may have had a completely different trajectory.
Yeah, it may have been a slower startup if it did get legs. But A Better Man went #1, and that was noteworthy because debut singles going #1 don't happen all the time. Yeah.
Then it was Killing Time.
Killing Time, and those two songs became the #1 and 2 singles of the year in Billboard, which was another noteworthy news item. And the last time it had happened was 35-ish years earlier with Hank Williams Sr., 35 years earlier, with 2 songs I sang in the bars, Your Cheating Heart and Kalijah.
Mm.
And now my story has a connection to Hank Sr., you know.
Was there a point where you started to go to award shows and you felt like you belonged? Like, when did that start happening?
No, it took a couple of years. You know, it was a lot of deep breathing. And you can see, if you see me getting my first CMA award, my first award, I get up, you know, in front of the microphone holding my award, and I take a big breath. It's just, you know.
Do you know what it was for?
The Horizon Award.
Which is Best New Artist. Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was, you know, and I'm looking out at, you know, Reba and Haggard and Skaggs and Strait and, you know, everybody else. They're all right there in front of me. it's just, okay, be normal. It's the thing I kept saying. Just be normal. Yeah, you look good. You're standing well. You know, that's another funny thing. You know, people don't think about, they see new artists performing, and sometimes, you know, we look goofy. I still look goofy. But we're all having that conversation. I'm sure you've had it.
Oh, I completely
Just
imposter every
Don't
day.
stand that way anymore. You've been standing that way too long. Billy Joel's singing, you know, honesty, such a something word. I wonder, maybe I have a tuna sandwich tonight. You know, don't go changing. I had that last night. Try and please, you know. I'm thinking, you know, I'm leaving here a better man. Okay, stand on the left leg. You know, I always cut people slack when I start to get judgy, because I know, you know, that we're all just trying to be normal, but it's not normal to be up there doing that, you know.
The book is out today. So Clint Black, Killing Time. What do you want people to know from the book, like, overall?
I didn't overdo it with the commas.
Okay.
I really was
Let me see if I see
judicious
it
with
here.
that. You know, you can read sentences right through without anything, you know, speed bumps to slow you down. I get tired of those in books.
What kind of music did your brothers play around you when you were young?
Well, my dad, big time country, like Frank Sinatra, and Tony Bennett. Outside of that, it was all country. And then when I was about 8, my brothers started bringing home the Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Wishbone Ash, you know, just anything that was happening
Cream
on the Texas radio. Yeah. And so, you know, as the years went by, it was more and more of that rock and roll. By the time I was 13, I was starting to look for my own records, you know, getting the Redheaded Stranger, some Loggins of Messina, Jim Croce, Dan Fogelberg. And so I had all that country stuff, you know, as my base. And then my brothers, you know, the rock and roll. And then I started going for the singer-songwriters, you know.
I hope everybody goes and buys the book. It is out today. Clint Black, Killing Time. I hope you sell 1 million.
Thank you.
Man, that'd be crazy if you sold 1 million, though.
What are you saying?
That'd be crazy if you sell 1 million, because that's a big number.
Didn't expect it.
Can't stream I guess you can stream a book. They should buy the audiobook. Did you do your audiobook?
I did my audiobook. You go through this process, and it's like, okay, I finished the book. And then the editor gives you notes. Oh, I got to go through the whole book again. And then you go, okay, that's done. And then the editor gives you more notes, and you do it again. And then you do that again. And then the legal gives you notes. And then now you have to go through it with legal. And then now it's, okay, read this one more time, and that's it. We'll have to read it one more time. And that's when it starts impacting me emotionally. When my dad died, I broke down reading something I wrote and reread already 5 times. And like that last time when I'm going through it meticulously, I broke down and sobbed. And then I'm done. And then, okay, we need to schedule the audiobook recording. And now I'm reading it, and you can hear my voice shaking at times, trying to get through that. It took me 5 days to read it on tape.
So get Killing Time. You can order it, or you can listen to it. You can download it and listen to the audiobook, because that counts too.
That's right. And I'll be saying things in it.
Do we hear the commas?
You know, I had to really become an actor in order to, you know, do the pauses, observe the periods, deliver on the exclamation marks.
I'll be listening for that.
You know, yeah.
I'll text you and be like,
There's a little music in there at the top.
There is?
I put some, me and my guitar and harmonica.
Oh, you had in the room with you?
No, I did that later.
What do you mean?
After we finished recording the book, then I came up with some music.
Oh, and added it to it later.
Yeah.
Guys, go get it. It's out today. Clint Black, Killing Time. There he is. The lovely Clint Black. There he is. That's lovely twice. Lovely twice.
If I had a nickel for every time someone called me lovely, I'd have a nickel.
Oh, well, I said it twice, though. 10 cents. All right, there he is. Clint Black, everybody.
It's a Bobby Bones show.